Hey Believers, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we have had our first look at the Gothic cards. I have had to re-record that 3 times because I said Goliath in every single one of them. Massive fail. We have got Gothic cards first look at the first tier in WWE SuperCard Season 5, so it's hype as hell. We've got some returning, some new faces. We've got some faces you probably didn't expect to see. It's going to be awesome. And we've still got Neon and Shatter tier for Season 5 to go on. So if you like what you see in this upload and you're hyped, not only for Season 5, but for Gothic tier, and the design is very interesting, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as hard as you possibly can and turn notifications on so you don't miss any of the content. As you can see, with 6 hours left to go, we haven't even touched Team Road to Glory this week, and I really need to get my acting gear. Look at how bad that is. I need to seriously start playing, especially as this reveal might possibly be the release of Season 5 earlier than expected. I don't think that's the case though, gonna be honest, because if you look at the Fusion Chamber, it's still got 1 day and 16 hours, which would mean that the Halloween Fusion Chamber would stop at, I think it's Thursday, on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, which is if they've released a brand new season, why would they do that? And on top of that, all the TPG rewards and etc. are exactly the same, roughly time length. So it's 8 days and 16 hours. It would make sense to start it early, so people can't just go straight for the Team Battleground packs. But also at the same time, it wouldn't make sense to start early if all these new awards are going to come in. But I mean, just tell me in the comment section, A, what you think of the Gothic cards, but also, when do you think the Season 5 is going to come out? 7th, which is this Wednesday, or 14th next Wednesday? Or do you think it's going to be like January next year? But let's start off our look at the Gothic cards, and we're going to start with the first revealed card for the Gothic tier, and that was a certain Aleister Black. Now this came out on WWE SuperCard's Twitter page, and it doesn't it just look really nice? Also very highly powered card as well for this Gothic tier. Maybe they're trying to test it out with other cards in the tiers, maybe look at the different types of rankings. My personal opinion on this is that maybe these ratings aren't exact, because there's some surprising names lower down this list, unless Aleister Black is like one of the top 10 cards. There's definitely some surprising entries on this. So the second one we got was on Instagram, and this is actually a Instagram exclusive, and this was one that not many people have seen, and that is Paige, which you would have seen on the thumbnail. But this looks awesome. And this is a tier pretty much built for Paige. People like Paige, people like Aleister Black, there's others who are coming up that is pretty much set for. This is basically their tier. Paige being one of them. Nice to see her back in tiers as well, and with her new GM look as well. Much like Daniel Bryan when he was the GM of SmackDown Live. The next one afterwards was Mankind that got revealed. And I think it was Mankind that got revealed next. And Mankind's making another return again. Another person you'd have expected to see in a Gothic tier. And there's other ones that come along with this. But I'm surprised by the stats on these cards. Because as you can see, Aleister Black, 4 stats. Mankind, which I don't understand that, but you know, if they're really pushing him to be like this big like superstar, like one of the best guys in the team, maybe they're trying to equal out NXT to the main roster. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I personally think that's a bit weird, and he's way lower than Aleister Black in terms of points. Next female we had revealed was Ruby Riott. Now this, again, not really surprised about the numbers, but it could be better for somebody who's quite prominent on the Raw roster, which doesn't give me exactly great hopes for the rest of the Riot Squad. So moving on to Bray Wyatt now. Now this is incredibly surprising because his card, stat-wise, is poor, but it looks great. Another, him and Ruby Riott again, more Gothic related. I wonder if they're going to go with the theme. Maybe they're going to go with that neon is going to be the likes of, I don't know, Kalisto, and maybe, I'm just trying to think of who else they could go with. See, they also put Rey Mysterio in this. And I thought to myself, well, Rey Mysterio surely would have been in like Neon tier. But you got so many different potentials that are coming up. Me personally, I think the ones they've chosen are quite good. The only one that really like confuses me is that Rey Mysterio's in there. Although his attire kind of matches it. All these guys have got black and white in their attire. Moving on from Bray Wyatt as Rey Mysterio, we have got ourselves the icon, the vigilante, the man called Sting. Stinger, with his baseball bat in the background, that's pretty cool, is going to be in the tier, and his stats are pretty good, but again, he gets his ass kicked by some of the people in this tier. He gets his, I mean, again, it's very surprising, but he is a left arrow, and that does mean that being a left arrow, he has got a prominent place, much like the next person we're going to look at, which is the Undertaker. The Undertaker, as you would imagine, is head and shoulders above most. He absolutely kills the rest of these cards we've looked at, including the one which is the weakest out of these, which is Nikki Cross. Now, Nikki Cross, again, Gothic theme, Taker and Nikki Cross both have that eerie aura about them. They've got that atmosphere about them. So this is what we're looking at so far. We also have Papa Shango. So looking at all these, I personally, image-wise, I'd say, I've got to say Papa Shango. Papa Shango looks the best by a country mile. I am liking this, although I'm not too fond of the red outline, the glow to the characters. I would have preferred it just to be like a kind of a, I don't know, a regular outline, just like a standard outline. Something like the WrestleMania 33 and SummerSlam 17 tiers, or maybe even the WrestleMania 34 or SummerSlam 18 tiers, where it's a little bit more normal, didn't have too much of a colouring behind it. Well, although it is going to be good for anyone who's got any of the Ultimate cards, anyone who's got any of the Elite cards, old school Survivor, like event cards. I'm going to absolutely love this because they're going to have the red everywhere and it's going to look great. The old school fusions will look great for Season 2 and Season 1. And it seems that they've made the images bigger because I want to talk about the background now, and this is really impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing what the pros look like, because they're saying that bats are going to be flying everywhere and it's going to be really, really cool. You got the candles, what's going to happen to those? Are they going to flicker on and off? Because as normal, as you can see by the GIFs I've shown you, the animations, you can see that those kind of are flickering in the foreground. Do you think those are going to come on and off with the pros, or do you think maybe the Grim Reaper statues, the stone's going to change, or there's going to be different colours in the background? Maybe they can go for like green, red, blue, like in the background it shines through. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments section. I like this. I also a little bit of a fan of the Rey Mysterio image, even though that Rey Mysterio image we've already seen and has actually been, I think, in the Legacy Uncommon. Although some people have commented on this. I don't think it's the exact one, but it's the same photo shoot. But you got to also take into consideration that WWE probably didn't think this return was going to happen for a while. This is the card in question. I don't think it is the exact same image. I think it is a very similar image, probably taken in the same photo shoot. I've looked at it very hard. I mean, unless someone else can point something out, it does look very similar, but it's not exactly the same photo. It looks like it's coming from a different angle. The Sting one is brand new. The Mankind one is actually an image we've wanted to see for a long time. There's going to be a lot of images for Mankind we're going to be able to play along with, especially anyone who's bought the throwbacks, the Hall of Fames, etc. One thing I'm slightly disappointed on is there's not been many changes with the arrows and the stats. I personally would have thought that they would have changed the arrows of some of these superstars, like Bray Wyatt maybe turn to left arrow so he tags with Matt Hardy. I mean, Sting personally is fine where he is, but I certainly wouldn't have him tagging with the likes of Big Show. He doesn't clash against Batista, and he then tags with Eddie Guerrero. That's just, again, my opinion. And I would have thought Aleister Black would have been moved to the right or the left, because he would then be taggable with Johnny Gargano. And maybe Undertaker, I would have said it would have been better to move to the right-hand side, because then he doesn't tag with John Cena, and on top of that, he would then tag with his on-screen brother, Kane. Maybe we'll see some of the more obvious ones, like Shawn Michaels and Triple H changed throughout the tiers, maybe the Shield being changed. So let me know in the comment section if you think with Neon they're going to go for certain superstars. Obviously with Neon you would expect they would go for Naomi. I'm thinking of who else they would go for, like in the past. You got to tell me. Let me know in the comment section. With Shattered, I would imagine you're going to see the likes of the Shield. You're going to see the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Maybe another Aleister Black or something. You get like, guys, let us know in the comment section below. Until next time though, I've been SuperZombieBBQ. You have been awesome, and these have been the first released Gothic cards or cards of Season 5. Make sure you leave a like on this video as hard as you possibly can. Subscribe to the channel, hitting that big red button, and turn notifications on whilst you're there. Till next time though, Sonny!